Hi again everyone, welcome to podcast number 5 for the Lion Foundation Young Enterprise Scheme. Today's podcast is on the Enterprising Music Competition, or EMC as it is known. This is a joint project between the Young Enterprise Trust and Play It Strange. The Play It Strange Trust was started in 2003 to encourage young New Zealanders to develop skills in songwriting and musical performance. By pairing up with the Young Enterprise Trust, they are now able to offer young people another avenue of development. So without further ado, here's Mike Chun, CEO of Play It Strange, to take you through the details of the EMC.
Hi, it's Mike Chun here. I'm the CEO of Play It Strange. Welcome to this podcast. Just to give you the background, give you some details about the Enterprising Music Competition, which Play It Strange is running with the Young Enterprise Scheme. The Lion Foundation Young Enterprise Scheme. This is our first year on a national basis. I'd like to tell you some details about it. Basically, your year's company is a record company. You're going to be making an album, marketing, promoting and selling that album, and you'll be judged on 3 different streams. But first, let's go through the process of how is this album going to come to be. Well, first of all, you have to decide, I think, on the genre of the album. What is the album style? In a way, it's going to mirror what your school is. If you're a certain type of school, you want people to listen to the album and think, the hearts, minds of the students of that school are mirrored in this album. And so perhaps it isn't best to mix up all your different songs, speed, thrash, death metal, followed by folk music, followed by drum and bass, that kind of thing. It'll confuse the listener, I think, even though it might show the breadth and the depth of talent within the school. So you make that decision about the genre of the album. And once your company has decided on what the album is going to sound like, then you can move and start finding those songs. You can do between 6 and 15 songs for your album. The best way that we've found from last year's pilot competition was get up in front of assembly and just say, we are making a school album for the Enterprising Music Competition. We are looking for songs. Anybody who's got a song that they'd like to submit for us to consider for this album, give it to us. And they should hand in lyric sheets and a recording of the song. Perhaps they can play it to you live. And from that, you'll need to judge which of those songs that are submitted to you will be chosen for the album. I don't think it's a good idea for the whole group, the whole company, to make a decision as to which songs go on the album, because they'll all end up fighting and killing each other. You'll all come from different points of view and different tastes with music. You're best to really choose the most broad-minded musical person in your company to make the decisions about which songs are chosen for the album. Then once you've got those songs, you're going to record them. I'm happy to help out in finding any recording studios that you're looking for in your part of New Zealand. I'm happy to talk about what facilities you've got at your school. So when it comes to the recording, if you don't have a clear path ahead of you, email me, Mike Chun, at playitstrange.org.nz, and we can talk about the process of recording to make sure that you end up with the best possible end result. The recording process can't always be done for free. You might have school studios that you can use for nothing, but there are always ways to raise money to do your recording. And there are expensive recording studios, and there are also those that are very good value. You can run cake stalls, but I think quite a good way to actually start raising funds for your recording process is to pre-sell the album. So once again, if you can stand up in front of assembly and say, we are entering the EMC, let's call it, the Enterprising Music Competition, the EMC, and people can buy the album ahead of its manufacture for half price. You might sell 1, 2, 300 albums at half price. That gives you some capital that you can then use investing in the recording. Again, I don't think the whole year's company should be involved in the decisions about the recording process. You need somebody who's technically minded, who can handle that process and deal with who's going to record it. Again, also with the songs, you might find that one or two or more of the songwriters aren't great performers. So again, you need to manage that process of who's going to sing those songs. They need to be students from your school, as with the songwriters who have to be from your school. The lead singers have to be from your school. But the performers, the instrumentalists, the backing singers can be from other schools. And once you've got those down, then you're going to work out the artwork for the CD. You're going to look at who's going to put together things like the marketing and the promotion and the sale of it. I divvy those three up. So the marketing, where are you going to put this CD? Will you even make a CD? You need to make that decision. I'm happy to help when it comes to finding places to have your CDs manufactured and processes like that. But you might decide just to go into downloading, where people can download the tracks from the internet there are a number of sites. But we recommend DRM, Digital Rights Management. So I'm going to hand you over now. Stephen O'Hoy is the master of having your songs sent up into the sky for downloading. Stephen O'Hoy.
I'm Stephen O'Hoy. I'm the Business Manager of Digital Rights Management New Zealand, or DRM as it's also known, and also amplifier.co.nz. Amplifier.co.nz is an online music store that sells CDs and MP3 downloads. It's been going since 1999, and 4 years ago we started up DRM, or Digital Rights Management New Zealand, on the back of that, knowing that iTunes was about to come to the country, and we knew that New Zealand artists were going to have a way to get their music to iTunes and also all the other stores that were coming at the time. So if you've started up your record label with the EMC competition and you want to get it out there onto stores like iTunes, Vodafone, Telecom, Amplifier.co.nz, Bandit, etc., and all the other New Zealand stores and worldwide ones as well, you can come see us, Digital Rights Management New Zealand. Now, we're a digital aggregator, which an aggregator is basically a distributor, and we do it digitally. So none of the stores will deal with artists or labels directly because there's just too many of them. iTunes, for example, has 13 million tracks available for sale, and if they had to deal with every artist and every label, it would send them crazy. So they use people like us. So you can come and see us with your album. We have some paperwork that you have to complete to give us the right to actually distribute your music, and then we'll put it out there for you. So the big question, I guess, is how do we earn money from this, and how much does it cost to use an aggregator like DRMNZ? We work on a commission basis, and that means that we will take a percentage of the royalties being paid back to us, and we'll pass the rest on to the label or the artist. Because there's no upfront costs and there's no ongoing annual costs, it means that if you don't actually sell anything, or you sell in very low volumes, it's not actually costing you anything. So if you think that something will sell, say, on iTunes for $1.79, for example, there's a mechanical royalty that will be paid out of that to the local collection agency, such as AMCOS, and of course iTunes will keep a share of it. They'll pay an amount back to us. We'll take a 20% commission on that, and then we'll pay the rest back to the rights holder. Now that means that you can expect, generally as a rule of thumb, to be getting back just about over half of the actual retail price of your tracks digitally, which is a pretty good deal. So you can get hold of us, DRM, at amplifier.co.nz, and we'll be able to point you in the right direction and get your music out there and selling digitally.
So there's that option. You might download your CDs, download your tracks rather, and or make CDs. CDs you can use also, though, quite usefully for in the whole process of selling them by putting on concerts in your assembly hall, where a ticket is the purchase of a CD. You can sell hundreds of CDs at the door to a concert that you're putting on. Also with CDs, you can go to your local warehouse. I'm happy to help you target the managers of the warehouse or the man at head office who handles all the music purchase for the warehouse chain. So things like that, where you can have stands containing your CDs, which can be purchased in the warehouse or any of those, wherever you can walk in and say, hey, we've got a great record to sell. How about giving us some space? So let's finish this off by just outlining the three judging streams that come into play with your album. First up, the Play It Strange panel will judge the songs, the words in the music. How good are they in terms of their creative worth? That is worth a total of 15 marks. Then a music industry panel will assess the product. How well is it recorded? How well is it played, sung, arranged? What is the artwork like? Then that's also worth 15 marks. And out of those 30 marks in total, the album with the maximum points, the most points earned, will receive the Rock Shop Album of the Year award with a cash prize of $3,000 to your school music department. So that's the Rock Shop Album of the Year prize is based on the first two judging streams, the Play It Strange panel judging the songs, music industry panel judging the album's quality in terms of recording, arrangement, the technical value of that record. That's the Rock Shop Album of the Year. And then the Young Enterprise Scheme judging process, as for all the other companies, comes into play for the promotion, marketing and sale of your album. In the Enterprising Music Competition, the EMC, this will also include things such as YouTube hits. You must look at YouTube, I believe, for the promotion of the tracks on your album. I would look at, you hopefully would have a audio-visual course in your school, and some of those students can come into play to make clips, or the art department can put up animated graphics or great photos of the performers for the YouTube clips. So the number of YouTube hits you get is part of the Young Enterprise Scheme judging, but then the annual report and all of that, that's in total worth 70 points. Then all together, out of the 100 marks you can earn, Young Enterprise Scheme marking, music industry and Play It Strange, out of that 100, you can earn the Enterprising Music Competition Award, which will be presented in Wellington at the YES Awards at the end of the year. So that, in essence, this podcast gives you a background. I'm Mike Chun at Play It Strange, happy to talk and to have a dialogue with you through email about any part of this entire competition. We believe that this is going to grow into a huge competition as the years go by. Already there are many schools that have been emailing me about it. Go back and have a listen again to Stephen O'Hoy talking about having your songs uploaded onto iTunes and Amplifier and that kind of thing, because really in terms of spreading the songs from your CD as far as you can, that's a perfect way to do it. We wish you all the very best. Go and make some music.